Hello there, I am Shaun Mclaren, and you are watching me record a video. Today I'm trying out some Aetherworks Marvel in Modern. Um, it's going to be interesting, to say the least, I imagine, since this is a very volatile and strange deck. Maybe not the most competitive thing out there, but should be fun. So basically, the deck is pretty simple. You're trying to use Aetherworks Marvel or Through the Breach to cheat Emrakul and World Spine Worm into play. Usually you want Emrakul, but World Spine Worm is the backup consolation prize. So that's sort of the core of the deck. So you may be wondering how we get energy for Aetherworks Marvel. That's where Greater Gargadon comes into play, or suspends. The main way you're going to make energy is by sacrificing your permanents to Greater Gargadon with Aetherworks Marvel out, which generates you an energy. You also have some attune with the Aethers to add a little bit extra. So Aether Hub is basically worth 2 energy if Greater Gargadon's involved. And same with God's Eye Gate to the Raikai, which is not a card that sees play very often. I'm playing it in this deck purely because of Greater Gargadon being able to sacrifice it and then sacrifice the token to generate 2 energy for Aetherworks Marvel. Ghost Quarter can also generate 2 energy if it's untapped. When you have Aetherworks Marvel, you can target your own land, and that'll get you 2 energy. And fetch lands also can generate an energy if they are untapped for Aetherworks Marvel. And then Mindstone and Wall of Roots can also be sacked to Aetherworks Marvel, and they can also sacrifice themselves. The Wall of Roots way of doing that is less good than the Mindstone way of doing that. You just put 5 counters on a Wall of Roots over 5 turns, and that kills it off, which rarely comes up, but it is an option. Ancient Stirrings can find Aetherworks Marvel, Mindstone, lands, or Emrakul, or even Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot, depending on what you need. Yeah, Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot is also a way to generate enough energy for Aetherworks Marvel, but it doesn't really see play in Standard anymore, and it's probably not a modern quality card, but we're trying it out. So yeah, Emrakul can actually be cast off of Aetherworks Marvel, so that should be the game, since you get a whole extra turn and get to keep the Emrakul around, which is pretty good. And it's nice casting World Spine Worm with Aetherworks Marvel, especially if you have Greater Gargadon and can sacrifice it in response to like Path to Exile or something. That's basically the main deck. Sideboard, Boseiju for Through the Breach, get around counter magic, Relic for dredge decks, or sometimes Snapcaster, or just Tarmogoyf for what have you. Nahiri is, in theory, for acting as a value plan or getting rid of Stony Silences, that sort of thing. You can ult Nahiri and get Emrakul. The deck does do that, so it's sort of a transformational sideboard. Same with Courser of Crewfix. I'm not sure how often this will come up, if ever, but we're going to give it a try. Anger of the Gods for aggro decks. Dredge, mostly. Spellskite. Good against Infect, Death Shadow, that sort of thing. Maybe there should be more Spellskites in here. Defense Grid for counter magic, of course. And I think that's it, so let's play.